Okay, cue the band. Cue the band. You know, there's times I just like start the video over when I start to stutter, but I just don't care anymore. I was gonna say cue the banjos because I realize as I turn the camera on, I'm sitting here in hunting coveralls and a t-shirt. So those that tend to watch my videos and yell, "Dumb redneck," will at least have a screen grab to use to support their claim. Um, so I'm making tonight's video in response to what has happened on the internet in the last 24 hours. And some of you might not even know, but it is important mainly because, well, not Matt. You know what? There's a lot of reasons that's important, and I'll just try to cover them. Hello, Beast. Hey, Beast, come here. Hey, come here. Come here. Come say hey. Hey, look. People love to see you. Hey, big guy, how you doing? This is Beast. And he is, yeah, look. There you are. Ooh. Hey, good dragon. Good dragon. Okay, so I'm supposed to be educating here, not petting my dog. Or my wife's dog. Alright, go way down. Whoa. That big monster. I'm going to have to keep this now. I've got my stuttering cameo in there and you're in there, so we're good. And we're just going to keep this and go live with it. Screw it. Take 37. So, what happened on the internet yesterday was probably the biggest botnet attack in the history of the net. And I'm going to educate those of you that don't speak geek. So the whole purpose of this video is just for you guys. So if you're a geek, you might as well just change channel. Go watch Joe Santagato, because he's way funnier than me. But if you're like my mom or my in-laws or some of my friends online that just don't understand some of the technical geek speak that's all over the net, I thought I would take a minute and de-geek it. So yesterday was one of the biggest internet hacks in history. What happened and how did it happen? So there's a couple parts here. The hacker community at some point in time developed a botnet tool, and they released that tool and said, hey, all you other hackers out there, here's a cool little utility you could get that can help you take control of a whole bunch of IoT devices and use them for whatever nefarious purpose you want. So just understand that a tool was released into the wild for download that if you have the slightest little bit of hacking inclination and skills, you could put this tool to work for you. Well, okay, how is it different than any other tool? It's different because it has a target pre-programmed into it, and that target is what people in our industry call the IoT, the Internet of Things. And this has been a big fear for a lot of people for the last couple of years, and this week it came true. Their fears were proved right. So what am I talking about here? You guys have probably seen internet-connected everything. I mean, if you go into a hardware store now, like Lowe's, you can get an internet-connected front door, front and rear door locks, internet-connected garage door openers, where you can check your garage door from the phone and open it or close it. Internet-connected cameras, the Amazon Echo, the Echo Tap, a Roku device for watching TV, Amazon Fire Stick. All these little tiny things and tools that we use in our lives that are internet connected, right on down to smart refrigerators. There are people that have these in their home that keep an eye on the current quantity of groceries and let them know it's time to reorder things. There are millions upon millions of little devices that we can buy nowadays and put to work in our homes to help us do things. So the thing about it is, all these devices, and I've seen this coming for a while now, there's a language called IFTTT, and it's a or you can check it out for yourself at ifttt.com. It is a common programming application that allows me to take, for example, my Amazon Alexa. I have one. I'm sorry, my Amazon Echo. I have one, and it runs on Amazon's operating system. Well, my phone runs on Google's operating system. I have the S7. I can talk to my Amazon Echo and ask it a question such as go find my phone. My Amazon device then goes on my home's wireless to the internet, translates that and talks to a Google device, locates it, then talks back to me and says, hey, I found your device. That doesn't sound complicated to you guys. It sounds like some futuristic Star Trek crap that every 12-year-old does. Well, it's true, it is. But you have no idea how awesome the implications are for that in terms of what people like me can do. So I can, using IFTTT, I can do things like take my Lowe's branded smart door garage opener and integrate that device with my Google Nest Cam, which are two completely different companies that don't like to share stuff back and forth, and I can activate that through Alexa. And so I can, for example, when someone opens my garage door electronically, when I am not expecting it to be open, I can turn on the Nest Cam that watches that area and record it, and then talk through my Amazon Echo. There's a lot of cool stuff you can do there. That's 3 different vendors that work together. So, well, yay, great, that's cool. Why do we care, Tommy? Well, we care because in order for these things to all be able to talk back and forth, there has to be a shared way to get through them. For example, Google has to know how to talk to my Amazon Alexa. Somewhere in that communication is a hard-coded login and password. Otherwise, Alexa would take commands from anyone. So this new botnet or hacking platform, basically, if I understand it totally correctly, it was kind of sort of pre-programmed with, here's all the default logins and passwords for all these kinds of devices. Go out there and try and infect people through the web, through their computers, get this infection out there and spread. And what happened was people's computers didn't get infected. I mean, that would be bad, but people like me have software that we help people like you use to stop the computer infection. So if it got on your PC, our web filter would either block it from being able to work or block it from being installed. Well, there's a good chance that your antivirus platform could have caused it and prevented it from infecting your computer. However, do you have antivirus software on your wireless smart smoke alarm? How about your fire alarm? How about your CO2 detector? How about your refrigerator? How about your Fitbit? How about your, that's not a Fitbit, by the way, that's a watch. How about your, all the random smart things, your DVR. DVRs were a major target. I have a DVR. I watch TV. I record shows. DVRs across the nation were a major source that helped this hack go through. So what happened and why is it a big deal? What happened was, instead of 1 million computers getting infected and targeting a few websites, while that would have sucked, that would have been manageable and easily fixed in a matter of an hour. Instead, hundreds of millions of devices, and I'm guessing there, but I feel like that's a pretty easy guess. I'm imagining some kind of figure is going to come out in the next day or so to let us know for sure. But hundreds of millions of devices all across the nation, and from what I hear, Europe, were sucked in. They were all told at one time, hey, and you got to remember, this little hacking platform has already infected all these devices, and it's just quietly sitting there waiting to be told what to do. So you've infected my DVR. It doesn't matter, it still watches TV just fine. But in the meantime, there's one more little program just kind of running here in the background that's just waiting for a command from whoever programmed it to do something. At a certain time yesterday morning, sometime around 9:30 in the morning, hundreds of millions of devices started sending denial of service attacks to Dyn. Dyn Industries is a company that handles, for lack of a better word, putting the .com on a lot of domain names. So when you go to Amazon.com in your browser, your computer takes a brief stop by Dyn Industries to figure out where that site's located and how to get to it. So all they do is just for a quick second go, oh, you're trying to go to Amazon? That's over here. Oh, you want to go to Visa to process a credit card charge? That's over there. Amazon's here, Visa's there. That's the way to Netflix. Here's how you get to Twitter. That's what this site does. And when it got attacked, it could not handle the traffic. To put it in very simple terms that anyone can understand, what a denial of service attack does is it sends so many pieces of information and so many requests for service to the provider or to the answering device that it just can't handle it, and it melts down, it crashes. So here's a good example. I knock on your door. How you doing? I'm one person. Hi, I'm here to do so and so. And right while we're talking, somebody comes to knock on your back door. And then the windows of your home. And then all the windows of your home. And then they're beating on the roof. And they're beating on the garage door. And every possible point of entry you have into your home is getting bombarded with people going, hi, I'm here to tell you about, what would you do? You'd freak slam out and shut down. You know, if your phone, if you have a call, okay, great. Hey, yeah, great. I'm on the call. Why am I talking to you? I'm trying to talk to people on YouTube now. I can't talk to you right now. No, I don't have a credit card. You can't. Nope. No, I'm not affected with spyware. It's Microsoft. Sorry. No. So you're on one telephone call. Fine. Well, then you have a second call. Okay. You have call waiting. Boop, boop, and you take that call. So now you have two calls going. Imagine all of a sudden it goes again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Millions of times per second. Your phone would ring from a million different callers in 1 second. Imagine 500 million callers per second. As soon as you try and go no and hang up, it rings again. No. That's not stutter. That was intentional. You can't hang up the calls fast enough. That's what happened to Dyn. They couldn't handle the traffic. There were so many billions of requests. Their servers just took a nosedive. And it went on all morning long. They had it handled, I think, by like 11:30. I think it was like 9:30 to 11:30, the first huge attack. And they finally got it handled. Got a handle on it, started to get services back online for customers, and then boom, got hit again. And got hit again, I think, right by around 4:30. Hello, Beast. I'm trying to talk, Beast. I'm trying to talk to people. You're going to give me a kiss, aren't you? Oh, God. That was right in the mouth. Hey, buddy. How you doing? So, this company that helps tell your browser where to go to get to Amazon and Twitter and Netflix and all these other things got taken offline. And when it took them offline, it took the sites offline. So, you're like heavy breathing into my microphone. You know that, right? I'm not recording this again. We're just going to go with this just like it is. You want to sing for him? You're no fun, Ghost. You're spoiling the party. Now I've called all the dogs in here, and I'm oh, hi. So, we're going to turn this into just a beast of imagery. Hey, big guy. Yes, Ghost, come here. Apparently, the dogs want to say hi. Hi, everyone. Come on. Come on up. Come on up. Hi, yeah, you too. You might as well join the party. Why not? There's Ghost. There's Beast. People love y'all more than they love me anyway. So, all right, get down. Scram. Yes. They're making this video way longer than it needs to be. Point is, I can't win. Take 38. So who got affected? And here's what's truly interesting. So yesterday, Amazon was hit. Twitter, Visa was taken offline for a small amount of time. That's pretty huge. Vonage, I know that for a fact because I had customers offline that couldn't process telephone calls. Their phone lines are dead. They're calling me on their cell phones and email us going, hey, our lines are dead. All 43 of them. All our phones are dead. What do we do? We can't take customers' calls. People that are supposed to have appointments don't know if they can come or not. Or we can't call customers to ask questions. So this had real-world effects aside from just the, oh, look, I can't watch my Netflix right this moment. There were major effects to businesses across the United States and to people, too. So here's the scary thing. The tool that was used was released into the wild to pretty much any hacker that wants to go get it. We had probably the most successful denial of service attack in the history of the net yesterday. It's an easy-to-use tool. Any hacker that wants to spend a little bit of time figuring out how can use it and utilize it for their own purposes. So it was the first, but it will not be the last. Mark my words, it will not be the last time this kind of hack happens, and it probably won't be the last time this kind of hack happens in the near future. You know, the Internet of Things is great, but we've always, people have always been saying, you know, you start making this much stuff connected to the net that you don't really need to have connected to the net, something's going to go wrong, and it did yesterday. Smoke alarms, refrigerators, and set-top DVRs, not computers, just dumb little at-home smart devices brought the internet to a screeching halt for a brief amount of time yesterday. Pretty significant in the big scheme of things. So keep an eye out. Keep looking in the news. The tool was called Mirai, M-I-R-A-I, and you can Google it. You can download it yourself without a whole lot of hassle. Don't do that. That's bad. I'm pretty sure you'd be on some kind of government watch list just for Googling it, which I just did a few minutes ago before I did this. So in case you're curious, Department of Homeland Security, that was me. I'm not downloading it, you know. I got the Anarchist cookbook while I was there, and I bought a pressure cooker. Was that too soon? Was that in poor taste? Sorry. Yeah, so major news for the net, major news for home users. I think we're going to see a lot of changes to the way IoT things operate because they're going to have to. The net cannot remain vulnerable to this kind of attack, but for so long before it's going to cause a massive problem. And yesterday was a massive problem for a lot of people, but it was not a massive problem on the kind of scale it could have been. So sit back and watch and see what happens. Have a good night, y'all. Sorry, this video took twice as long as it should have. The dogs are asleep now. I guess they don't want to talk anymore. You guys have a great night. Thanks for listening. I'll see you again soon.